Today we're going to go over exactly how to dominate turn 1 with the Dwarves with Malakai Makaisson. So the Dwarves, the Grudges, must be settled by any and all means necessary to keep order across the realms. Dwarf armies can use the underway to avoid impassable terrain and enemy forces. Dwarves also rely on steadfast, heavily armored infantry supported by powerful artillery and missiles. Completely lacking in cavalry, their only mobile units are the amazing and harassing Gyrocopter war machines. They do not access spells, but they can have resistance to spell damage, and they also have ruins. So Malakai here, he has access to Malakai's adventures, which give him powerful war machines and military modifications for his artillery and unique legendary battles. He starts his campaign with the control of Gotrek and Felix, which are two amazing legendary heroes. We have minus 15% for artillery and flying war machines. For all his armies, his recruit rank is +3 for artillery and flying war machines. He also has the amazing Grungni's airship. Okay, this also has ability Deranged Munitions, which he is able to give himself, or whatever, a magical attack, armor piercing missile damage, and base missile damage increase. Now, his missile strength is plus 20% for artillery and flying war machines. He starts off right here in the north side of the map. So let's go ahead and dive on in. Jumping in with Malakai Makaisson, we have a nice little starting space where he has the ability to take out this Nurgle Lord. He is a slayer and an engineer, which he embarks on deadly adventures, as you can see, which use the might of the spirit of Grungni, okay, which is pushing his engineering innovations to new heights as he seeks his desired doom. Progressing through the Malakai's adventure missions, the war machines are the upgrades that he gets, and it also leads to those unique legendary battles, okay, which will potentially grant him benefits during the Dwarves' Age of Reckoning, which is basically a campaign mechanic. Okay, so when we look at Malakai, his first thing is to obviously take this guy out. So he starts in a very awesome location, and then unfortunately he does not start off with any other heroes other than the legendary, although you do get an engineer pretty quickly. So let's go ahead and we're gonna make sure that we're fully locked and loaded, right? So make sure that over the next few turns that you collect some regiments of renown, essentially, and then I really like these special units that he can get. Okay, so he has ballistics expert, armor piercing missiles, he's fast for a dwarf, and he's unbreakable. Crazy missile damage. He also has siege attacker, which is pretty sick. He's unbreakable, and he has death blow, but he does have wounds, so don't let him get to a low health. We also have Felix, who's an amazing armor piercing anti-infantry warrior. He has the blood oath, which basically if there's another like lord or hero near him, he's going to regenerate. So you want to keep this guy next to Gotrek and Malakai. So Gotrek is also armor piercing. He's an anti-large, so you're going to throw him into the monsters. He's got melee attack and weapon strength. Okay. Then you got the Doom Seekers. They're anti-infantry. They are very fragile, so I'd be careful. I would put them in against weak infantry. They do have magical attacks, and they also have bonus versus infantry. We have the miners with blasting charges. These are great for your front line. They can throw down one time some flaming attacks on the charging infantry, which really does slow them down and cause a lot of damage. Thunderers you're going to put in alignment with spaces, so that way you can shoot the Thunderers through the gaps and take out their main infantry. We also have cannons, which you're going to basically deploy from the back in the corner and just shoot his plague bearers down. You can also take his gyrocopters from the backside and take his gyrocopter to either defeat the Lord or the little plague bearers here. So your first battle is going to be against a wizard lord, nurglings, plague bearers, and these little plague toads, which you definitely don't want to let them get a hold of your infantry. So let's go ahead and auto-resolve that. As you can see, he has a couple options. Oak Gold, army replenished, or he can get income from all the buildings, +5 control, and unit experience. So this just kind of decides like what you want to be doing. So generally for me, if I'm not in that region, then I'm not going to choose this one. Okay. If I am trying to get items quickly and build that up, which I generally am, I'm going to go for the Oath Gold. So we're going to grab that today. So we're basically getting another mission to take out this settlement here. And ideally, you know, these guys, you don't really need their full health. So we're going to take the skill points here. And we can either give him more skill points, give them experience, or we can improve his movement range. Now his movement range is already pretty good, but as you can see, there's a lot of space between places out here. So generally what I want to do is on the first one, we're going to give our army experience, and the second, we're going to get our campaign movement range, okay, on our second skill point. So for this guy, he's generally going to have a lot of these gyrocopters, so you're going to want to give those guys probably a boost, or the artillery, okay? So we're going to go up for that. We'll give this guy some experience for our troops, and then we'll give this guy replenishment or melee attack. I mean, if you want to go for this right off the bat, not a bad idea. Just improve his combat abilities. And then what we'll do next, guys, is we're going to just take him right back into the second battle.
Did you see that?
Okay, easy, decisive victory. So now, check this out, guys. The Spirit of Grungni is probably the most important ability that this guy owns. It literally summons in a Thunder Barge, which is like a giant spell barrage in a line direction. And I highly recommend setting it up over powerful units like the Plague Bearers. It'll just knock them down. Or any type of artillery / archers that are grouped together in the back. So let's auto-resolve that. Bam. Easy money. We're definitely going to want to occupy this. Okay. And then what you can do is you can take this guy down and conquer these, which is pretty easy, and then come to the Hell Pit, destroy Throgg. If you do that, you're going to get 10% hit points increase. However, if you notice, the Lair of the Troll Kings right here. So we do have Throgg and we do have Wulfric in this area. So Wulfric got moved, but his little tiny base is down there. So if he dies, he might show up back up here. So you might want to take those guys out quickly. And also, there's Malice Darkblade over here. So for me, what I want to do for the next skill point is we're gonna, like I said, we're gonna get that Route Marcher. We're gonna get the Blade Master for this guy, and then we can get some of that replenished troops now. We're gonna grab our production of kegs, recruitment cost decrease, and upkeep. Okay. And then for our tech tree, we can get the Way of the Guilds. We can get in here, but it's going to cost you some money, okay? So generally, growth is a good thing to do with the dwarves. This is going to give you increased campaign movement range, but you have to have 7 technologies. So you have to unlock a bunch of these. This is oak gold, money. Okay, this is going to be decreased construction costs, etc. So for me, I generally like the growth. I also like this because this is going to increase your speed. So right off the bat, if you're going to go for a really long game, you definitely want to go for the growth. If you're going for a short game, we're going speed. So for me, let's go right into that speed, and then we'll get decreased recruitment cost, and then we can go right in and get some improvements for our miners or our quarrelers, and then we can get some tech up, these engineers, etc. Okay. Now for this guy, you do want to think about all these different techs, okay, because some of them are going to be better for lords that are focused on a certain type of military, obviously. Okay. But what I would recommend, just figure out what type of game you're going to be playing. Because if you're going to be doing a long game, you definitely want to go for the growth first. Alright, so we're back to it. From here, we can look at diplomacy. Usually, there's not a lot of people that want to do any deals with you. We can go for that diplomatic thing with the Ice Court, which is amazing because we definitely want to trade with them right off the bat. Okay, nothing else available. So what we'll do is we're going to set ourselves up for the second turn. We're going to throw an improvement and crack a Drac. So generally for me, I'm going to try to get that income up as quickly as possible. And I also like to get the Gyrocopters with the Master Engineer as soon as I can. Because these guys, honestly, the Gyrocopters are probably the best unit that they have with him. And so if you can get that up, you're going to be sitting pretty. So we're going to grab that first, actually.
I'm Grungni. It's me.
And then from here, what you're going to do is you can take this guy down to the Troll King lair. And then I usually like to pull a second lord in here. So that way we're getting double experience. And then that way if I need to, I can pull the lord across the side. Now the Demon Slayer is going to be better for like basically taking him into cheap armies that they have with lots of infantry. I do like the Ruin Lords quite a bit, especially that guy's got 10% physical resistance. This guy's got 15%. So I think what we're going to be doing here... Ooh, campaign light of sight. Plus 25%. That's pretty good. But I do like the Ruin Lords. It's going to buff up your boy. So, we're going to grab that guy.
Armed and ready.
And then what we'll do is we're going to build up here with these units. So we'll grab some more miners. And with the Spirit of Grungni, you can recruit basically these other units pretty easily from there. So we'll grab a Dwarf Warrior. We don't have any with shields, so we're going to grab that. And then from here, you can always take a look at your Grudges, your Oath Gold. And the cool thing about that is the Legendary Book of Grudges, it just basically gives you little rewards. Okay. But honestly, a lot of times they're not really worth it. If you can get enough Grudges settled, you can confederate these guys, okay, which is cool. And I also really like these Grudge Settler units, especially the Grudge Settler Gyrocopters, Iron Drakes, Grudge Throwers, okay. And last but not least, with these lords, make sure that you are upgrading the skills every turn, and make sure you apply these items as soon as possible. Okay? And if you guys have any questions, make sure you like, or you drop a little comment. And if you like this, like and subscribe to Titan Prime Gaming. Have a great day. Titan Prime out.
Subscribe and honor the ancestors with your oath.